We should be live here now. I guess I could have stuck this in the thing before I did that, but alrighty. There we go. Whew. What a morning. Um, we have been stressing. Oh, this is getting glare on it really bad. Oh, sorry. Sorry. But there we go. That's about a good angle, I think. Okay. Here we go. Now, I'm gonna have to share the links around and whatnot. Yesterday, we made this guy here, Stuart Stew Meat, the incompetent porcine patrolman. You may have seen the little short I posted earlier with our donation links and whatnot. We were able to just barely scrape by, and we have the hotel room for tonight. But so that's why I'm not scrambling to pack up now. I am instead streaming again. But we need to ramp things up as fast as possible. So I'm just gonna keep streaming and making puppets and making videos and just goodness gracious, we've got to make the art and we've got to make the money so we can keep the room so we can make the art. Do you understand? But first of all, I've got to let everybody know that we're streaming that doesn't follow me on YouTube or doesn't get this shoved into their face randomly. There we go. Let me just go post this in all the Discords and whatnot. Oh, what is my computer doing? I don't know. The screen suddenly went black. That was exciting. Here, I'm gonna pull up the stream on the computer so I can see the chat better, because it's gonna be way too tiny on this little phone over there. But there we go. Alright, that's better. Yeah, alright. Now, edit stream ping. Alright. Do. I know this isn't very exciting while I sit here clicking links on my phone. It's not very good content, but I have to do it to tell everybody at home that they should. Alright, I'm feeling warm. How is everybody doing today? I think I've posted the links in... Oh, I didn't post a blue sky. That's the important one. Let's do that! And then we can get on to expanding our cast of characters. Alrighty. Let's see. That should... Okay. I'm burning up in here. Let's take this brace off and hope I can survive without it. Oh, for a while. So yesterday, we made our pig here. So it's time to move on to another character, I suppose. Why am I bombing out? Let's see. I'm gonna do a dab real quick. I think that might help me get a little bit more pep back in my step. Trying to keep the energy up. I'm out of Red Bulls though, which is a problem. I know why. It's been ages since I went out and hit my pipe. I'm having nicotine withdrawals, that's it. You know what? I don't have time for this mess. Going outside to smoke. I think I'm gonna put a nicotine patch on. I just recently reacquired my nicotine addiction because it helps with the long COVID, which is kind of crazy, but it certainly seems to be true. When I'm nicotined up, my symptoms are a lot better. This? Is that leaking? No. Okay. Anyways. Pardon me while I medicate myself. I've got a bajillion disabilities, and it's always like a constant balancing act between them all to keep myself relatively functional, which is why it's so critical to stay in this hotel. When I was in a tent, you'll notice that I have not published quite a lot of content recently. It's because I was not fucking functional in a tent, you know? Pardon my French. But yeah, here. Let's stick this on. That should start helping me feel a little better here in a few minutes. I'm gonna try to not go outside and smoke. Aside from disrupting the flow of the stream that I just started, obviously since I'm in a non-smoking hotel, when I go out to smoke, that means I'm going outside, not wearing my respirator, so I'm breathing in all the pollen. It seems kind of crazy to be so sensitive to pollen and, you know, various other things, but just be able to puff, puff, puff on my tobacco pipe. But the tobacco, none of the compounds in it seem to trigger my autoimmune mess, and it's only, well, not only, it's a lot of things, but the pollen is a big one. When the trees start flaring up, man, I breathe that stuff in, and the more of it I breathe, the more my nervous system swells, and I get hit with transient encephalitis, brain fog, confusion, irritability, aggressiveness. Like, eventually it gets to the point where I'm so confused and pissed off that I start wanting to fight everybody, you know? And, like, this has been going on for like 2 years, and North Carolina has no sort of functional social safety net to provide me the very basic accommodation of a clean and quiet place to work. So I keep ending up bounced into hotels, and then, you know, I'll get a hotel for a little while, I'll be functional and start doing some work, but then I can't, you know, until I build up enough audience that I'm consistently raising enough money to keep paying for the room, I keep ending up getting kicked out and having to go pitch a tent somewhere or something, and I can kind of make living in a tent work, but not really, not with all of my medical shit. I need to set this down, it's leaking tobacco juice on me. That is less than ideal. Hold on. So, thus is the state of play. Anyways, puppets. That is what we do here. We make puppets, we do puppet shows, I also do music videos and stuff like that, but that's what we're doing now. We're focusing in on the puppet thing, because it's something tangible that where at the end of the day I can say, you know, hey, I worked all day, and I made this thing, you know? Like, it's not just like, hey, I streamed all day, you should, you know, like, that was a lot of fucking work. It's, you know, I streamed all day and produced something, you know? And people react a lot better to that, I think. So, that's what we're going for. Although really, I'm best at doing like crowd work sort of stuff. Talking to people, bouncing off of them, having conversations and whatnot. Bit difficult to do when there's no chat active, but that's your cue to say something. Hello. Hello. No. Alright, where's my freaking... Let's put that down there, that there, load that there. So who do we want to... Who do we want to oppose our piggy policeman here? Who should be his arch nemesis? Or just somebody he doesn't like, or just any other character that you would like to see puppetified. We could do another tube puppet like this, or we could do something different, maybe something kind of flat. I'm not sure what sort of backing material I have. I have a lot of these paper towel tubes, so they make a convenient base at the moment. It's hard to see the, where is the... Oh, it's off the bottom of the screen on there, that's why. Ah, here we go. I can scroll that. And now I'm seeing the watching now and the chat, but not myself twice, which was getting distracting. Do 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 do. First person to join the chat gets to decide what animal we make next. There we go. I'm incentivizing viewer engagement. The first person who says an animal, we will make that animal. As long as it's not, like, ridiculous, I guess. I mean, theoretically, you might say something that I might have to like look up and then be like, oh, that's complicated as hell, and like that'll take like a week, or you know, the most insane, like complicated, like you know, like I don't know. Yeah, we'll see if I feel like I can convey it within the course of today and have a completed puppet by tomorrow. We'll go with that. I'm gonna use the microphone as long as I can, but since I can't run it on the phone with while charging the phone, eventually the battery's gonna start dying, and then I'll just unplug the microphone and plug in the charger cord. But until such time, hopefully our audio should be pretty good at the moment. We're working in a non-optimal setup. I could theoretically do a vertical stream using OBS, but I haven't got that set up, and I don't feel like messing with it really. Since we're in kind of a crisis situation here, we're just doing what we can as quickly as we can that, you know, has FaceTime on screen as much as possible, you know? Like, we're gonna be kind of rough around the edges here, a little rough and tumble, you know? And the more time I have to spend panicking about things, the more time, like the less functional I am. It's so frustrating. Like, all I want to do is work and spend time with the kids. The kids, well, one of the kids is theoretically supposed to be here now. They wanted to come yesterday, but we didn't have enough money for the room, never mind the Uber for them to get here from their cousins. So, and we need to go to Walmart to get their prescription toothpaste. They're having a lot of major dental pain, and sorry about the foot thing. I'm not trying to be weird. My feet are burning. It's my autoimmune mess. My skin's crazy sensitive. And I gotta keep wiping my feet off sometimes. I left my socks on too long and they are burning on me now. But yeah, Delilah needs their medicated toothpaste, and they wanted to join me here in the hotel because they're stuck at their cousin's house right now. And they can't really stay there long term. The whole place has gotten incredibly toxic. So, alright. Well, I guess we can try to start working on something kind of generic that could be turned into any sort of animal. I don't know. I was gonna let the first person to talk in chat pick what animal we did next, but nobody has said nothing. The problem. It's so hard to pick out like a color palette without knowing what exactly we're doing. You know? And it's not that I can't think of an animal. I have this like pathological desire to be involved with other people. Well, I don't know. Maybe that's just called being a human. Damn, I'm a fucking human being. And I want to interact with other human beings in the things that I do. And that's really fucking me up. Because, boy, is that hard when you're this fucking disabled. Jesus Christ. How's that for a revelatory moment? uh I was just rambling to my empty chat. saying that I could just pick an animal, but I have a pathological desire to be involved with other people. But no, that's just being a human. But no, that's just being a human. Oh. Oh, hey, oh, hey, oh. That's the supporter sound. Somebody supported us on the Ko-fis. Let's see what we got happening here. Hey. Oh, thank God, $100. That's a whole nother night. Thank goodness. Whew. Man, not having like any fucking gap. Like this morning, I was stressing. I was stressing hard. I was like, damn, yep. Whew. Okay, we can breathe a little bit. Man. All right. Golly. Okay. I need some more caffeine. What I need. Okay. The adrenaline is like falling out of me now. You know? You know how you get all like, ah! But, I mean, I can replace that with caffeine. I just need to walk to the Quickie Mart right next door. Oh, I can do that in like 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Who knows? But what we'll do, I'll put up a note. Yeah. Whoops, I just wrote BB. Man, my brain just turned off all of a sudden. BRB. Caffeine. Break. That'll work. I'm actually gonna drink it when I get back here, but I don't know if you can read that at all. Let's bring this closer. Well, this. Hey, kitty, I'm about to run to the Quickie Mart and grab a Red Bull because I need the caffeine to replace all the adrenaline. but I'll be back real super quick. Man, it's been a stressful morning. Alright, yeah, I'll be right back. This should just take a second. The Quickie Mart's right next to the hotel. Whoop, let's not knock anything over.
excited.
I have returned. Have no fear. Because I am near. Am I dear to your heart? Or am I a wet fart that you want to disappear? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I have acquired caffeination and un zebra cake. I figured some sort of calories other than liquid would probably be good. Oh, I forgot to look for some silverware. I've got some leftover fried rice in the fridge. It's the only other food I have, but it's I don't have any spoons or anything to eat it with at the moment. So, pardon me while I munch on a zebra cake real quick. Oddly enough, as much as this is weird chemicals or whatever, it's the only drink I've found with caffeine in it that I can drink consistently without triggering my autoimmune mess. If I try to drink any other caffeinated beverage that I've found, if I drink it every day, after like a week, I'll start getting reactions to it and having flares every time I drink it. But Red Bull, I can drink it every day and don't have a problem with it. So it's a good thing that I already liked the taste of Red Bull, because it's the only thing I can drink to keep my caffeine going and keep myself from having migraines. Yeah. I mean, it was already like my preferred energy drink flavor before all of this. But I've tried other ones. Speaking of flares, I don't think this zebra cake is sitting well with me. I just felt my throat swelling. That was an experimental zebra cake. I haven't had a zebra cake in ages. I shouldn't have ate that. Oof. I was just kind of like trying to look around for something like with some carbs in it to eat at the gas station, and then the attendant guy started talking to me about my respirator, and I like got distracted, and I was just like, a zebra cake, you know? But yeah, I'm gonna put that in the trash because I can't eat the rest of that. My throat is swollen. Ugh. And this is part of the problem, is like, how the hell am I supposed to budget when half the time I buy something to eat and then I'm like, oh, this is gonna kill me if I keep swallowing it. You know, like, what? Man. And I tried explaining this to like the food stamp office people and whatnot, and they were just like, I don't know. Maybe if you get a letter from your doctor and then you try to talk to your doctor and they're like, I don't know, I don't think they'll do anything. I don't think it's worth blah blah blah. It's just like around and around. I don't even have my food stamps right now. They're turned off because I need to damn go in person to the office and resubmit them. Uh, I should do that today. Uh, if I can. I need to figure out where the nearest office is to where I am. Oh. Uh. Yeah, I know. Shit's crazy. Oh, I'm gonna be a little stammery and yammery here for a minute. Until this flare passes. That damn. I'm getting a bout of the old transient encephalitis from that damn zebra cake. At least while I'm in a hotel room, like, it's basically only my food that I have to worry about trying to kill me. As long as the hotel room's clean. Man, at one point I went and stayed at a really gross hotel room. It was full of cockroaches and shit, and it set off my autoimmune flares so bad I almost died, man. It was awful. Hello, Itachi. Welcome. Pardon me. I just ate something that doesn't agree with my autoimmune disorder, so I'm kind of having a little bit of brain fuzz for the moment. Uh, it'll settle down in a second. Here, we'll stick up Stuart. Stuart's who we did yesterday. Do 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 do. I posted a little short with Stuart on the channel, mostly just begging for money to keep me in this hotel room so we can complete the cast of characters. Yeah. You might want to see if they want to get one of these. The this is this is my mask, and this thing has been a godsend. Like, it's a I can't remember the exact model number, but it's a 3M quick release half face mask. Yes, I have uh, long COVID, and it gave me a severe autoimmune disorder that reacts to all sorts of things, and many of them being food items. And it causes my nervous system to swell when I get flares, which can cause pain in my body, swelling, and like transient encephalitis where my brain swells and I get confused and uh, start going a lot more. When it gets really bad, I start getting like violent and like disoriented and all that, trying to fight everybody stuff. But yeah, so I'm always having to be careful about what foods I eat because they can set it off. Yeah, it's been really frustrating because I figured out what was going on like 2 years ago, and ever since then I've just been scrambling and struggling for just the basic accommodation of a clean, quiet place to work. And I like that's all I've been trying to do is work and spend time with the kids. Like, and I just keep being so sick because I keep ending up, outdoors or in tents and uh, breathing in all this pollen and dirt and but as you can see, like for me, like streaming all day yesterday and finishing this guy, like I can function fairly well as long as I have a reasonable environment to work in. Speaking of work, should we start doing some work? We could start working on some puppets. That is theoretically what we're doing here. Uh, I had said that the first person to chat could decide what type of animal we do next. So, uh, yeah, it's. I mean, that's part of the problem, though, is because I look like I should be a healthy, normal, functional sort of person most of the time. Although, part of the reason I look so good right now is because I've been in this hotel for a few days now, and I've had access to a shower whenever I want it. My skin can start getting really full of sores and especially my mucous membranes. Like the inside of my nose was all covered in scabs when I checked in here. It's a whole mess, but it only takes a few days of just being able to stay clean and have a quiet environment before I start recovering really quickly and can be really functional. But yeah, if somebody wants to make some animal requests, we could start working on those. We could start working on another puppet. Uh, well, right now what I'm trying to do is this puppet streaming stuff, I suppose, and I'm a musician. I'm a general entertainer type person. You know, uh, I was. It's kind of a weird situation because I was sort of even more disabled before COVID, but in some ways totally not. I don't know. I broke my back in my early 20s. That's why I have the brace here. Uh, okay, cool. Wolf, we can work with that. Um, but yeah, I broke my spine in my early 20s, and it I ended up addicted to opiates and severely depressed, and my relationships all fell apart and all this mess. And for like a decade, I just was laying in bed with the mattress rotting underneath of me, not like getting up and physically interacting with the world much. Like I was severely depressed. And and then when I caught COVID, it it totally screwed up my immune system and gave me this whole mess of issues here, but it also totally burned out all of the depression and anxiety that had been completely crippling me for years. And all of a sudden I was like, I'm ready to work. I'm ready to get back on, like So, back in the day when I was like in my early 20s, I was a lead singer for a couple of metal bands. I used to do acting and that sort of stuff. But but because I was just completely broken for so long, I don't really have like a portfolio built up. After my COVID infection, I started working on developing this collaborative improv puppet show where the idea was we'd have like four people get on a stream together and improvise uh, doing a news broadcast where everybody would have their own puppet, and we would write some software that sort of automatically generated uh, news headlines based in the fictional universe it was set, and then we would just sort of improvise details based off of that headline. And the whole thing was supposed to be a like a workers owned cooperative local news program in the 1970s in Philadelphia. And it was all anthropomorphic animal puppets. We called it Bun Bun News. Um, and I was working on that for a long time, but I just being like, at first I was stuck in a house full of mold that had gone to hell, partly because of me being so depressed and sick, and also my dad was going through rapid onset dementia, and I was the only person like trying to keep the house clean. My brother and his kids just destroyed everything all the time. So uh, the mold was making it so I wasn't very functional. Then after I left there, uh, I was in a hotel for a little while and had a rapid burst of functionality and started doing like we're doing here. Uh, but then I wasn't able to, grow and expand my audience fast enough in order to uh, start bringing in enough income to stay in the hotel and transition to somewhere more stable. And I ended up having to move into a tent. And boy, like that kind of worked for a little while, but there's just, even with getting an air conditioner and thermal tarps and trying to seal it up and run air filters and all that mess, like it's just, you can't keep a tent clean. It's just, and also the sound. One of the things that long COVID gave me is real bad misophonia. So just having the constant sound of the city coming in, all the cars and noise in the parks and people's dogs, and it aside from making it so there's very little time when you can actually stream or record anything, it also just was really psychically oppressive, and now that I'm inside here, you can see like I'm even when I'm having flares from my food like I just did, I'm still kind of feeling a little brain fuzzy, but in general I'm functional. As long as I can stay in a building with a shower, like, that I can keep clean, like, everything's cool. But it's just a matter of getting enough income to keep that going. Anyways, I'm running my mouth. Let's see, what sort of pelt do we want to give this wolf? We've got a pretty nice sort of speckled gray here. What do you think of that? Would that look pretty good for a wolf pelt? Yeah, and I'm in Raleigh, North Carolina right now, which it's loud and it's freaking, the public transportation is awful. Like, the bus system is atrocious. It takes forever to get anywhere. And when you have to wear a respirator for every minute you're not inside your filtered room, like, that's awful. Yeah, we got black also. We got tons of colors. We got the whole rainbow. We've got uh All of these are soft felts, and these are a bit stiffer, so we can use these ones for things like the ears. Here, this is a good darker gray. That would probably be good for like standing the ears up. Do that with the lighter gray on the inside. I don't really have like a SoundCloud or anything. I've mostly just been trying to put out music videos on this channel occasionally. If you go to the channel, you'll see I've got a few up, but I haven't put anything out in quite a while because I've been so sick. Uh, I've got a lot of songs that are like kind of halfway finished, but I'm really, really not great about coming back to things that I don't finish, you know? And, uh, yeah. So that's part of the problem is being outdoors in environments where I can only record a little bit at a time. It makes it so much more difficult to finish anything, you know? Because I'm really bad about doing like half of a song, and then let's see, how do we want to cut this out? Do we want to do a full wrap or? I don't know what. We'll do just one width of this, and I'll cut it somewhere in the middle and have some clothes in the middle. That'll work. Where's my shot marker? Here, this will work. Awesome, thanks. Oh yeah, my taste in music is all over the place. Like, uh, like I said, I was in a lot of metal bands when I was younger. That's a bit more intense than I'm generally into these days. Uh, the I've been into a lot of like sort of uh more like laid back, sort of like faux retro sort of sounding stuff. If you can't tell by the hat, stuff like Tom Waits. I've been listening to a lot of Tom Waits, um, and let's see. But like genre wise, like when I was younger, I was into metal and like EDM stuff like VNV Nation, Apatigma Berserk, Funker Vogt, and like all that goth stuff, you know, Joy Division, Susie and the Banshees, all that. Um, but I also, you know, I'm into like a lot of like outlaw country, like Waylon Jennings and yeah, Sturgill Simpson. Sturgill Simpson's good. Him with uh, Sunday Valley is the name of his group. Yeah. Uh, Sorry, I'm still a little brain fuzzy, so I'm having trouble coming up with words, but we'll just keep it moving. Alright. But, yeah, I'd say probably the only genre of music, and it's really more of a subgenre, that I don't like is like pop country, especially like late 90s 2000s pop country. Can't stand it. I used to think I hated all country, but Uh, then I realized that that was just the crap being played on the radio. Yeah, I've listened to a little bit of stuff like Sonic Youth and the Pixies. I never really got like real hard into them. Uh, I never like. There's very not a lot of bands that I went like super hard into just because I bounced around so much. Uh, I used to listen to a lot of like the Luna Chicks. They were really good. I loved them. Uh, who else? Bikini Kill. I was really big into Bikini Kill. Uh, I I've always been into Placebo. Placebo's pretty cool. Oh, you're good, kitty. Do whatever you gotta do. We are we are working on this wolf here. Let's see. How do I want to divide this? I have this guy at the top. We'll just go right in the middle. That'll be good enough. Yeah, I've never really been down there in them there square states. That's one part of the country I've never made it to. I've been all up and down the East Coast. When I was young, I did the homeless hitchhiking punk kid thing for a couple years, and went all up and down the East Coast and around the Midwest for the most part. Um, I need hold on. I need to get some tissues to wipe off my glue brush. Ooh, There we go. It's so frustrating. I have to, like, if I keep my socks on, my feet start sweating and burning and stinging. But if I don't put them on, when I get up to walk around, just the dirt on the floor will make my feet start burning and stinging. So every time I get up to go do anything, I need to get some like slippers. That's what I just need some slippers. It's the obvious solution. It's just one that I haven't had, spare money to put towards while I've been thinking of it yet. Here, you know what? I need to make this bigger. The font is too small. Ooh, I went too far, I think. Where'd the chat go? Oh, here it is. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. Now I've got the chat taking up the whole computer screen. That is real easy to read. Awesome. I should have tried that earlier. I would have been doing a lot less of this. Okay. Yeah, I've been listening to, what else? Have I been listening to? Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. Nina Simone. Oh. My brain. My poor brain. Why are you not remembering the band names? Oh, hell yeah. Bloodborne art, huh? I never really got into those sort of games. I was never really a button mashy sort of player. I was always more strategy games. I've been playing a lot of RimWorld lately. That's been what I've been on, is RimWorld. Either RimWorld or Minecraft. Okay. Let's... One of my alarms just went off, telling me it's time to do something. First, it's time to put more glue on here. That wasn't enough. Oh yeah. I've wanted to play that. I used to play Shadowrun, the tabletop role playing game that's a cyberpunk uh sort of game back in the day. So I wanted to check that out because it's basically computer Cyberrun uh or Shadowrun, whatever. Shadowrun, that's what it's called. But I don't know if my computer's up to the task. I need to get a video card for it. Not so much for video games, but because a lot of the video effects stuff I'm trying to do for like my music videos, I need to have like 6 different videos playing at the same time, compositing on top of each other and stuff, and the built-in video card on this computer is just really struggling with it sometimes, you know. Where'd my other piece of gray fabric go? Oh, there it is. Alright. Okay, thanks for hanging out, Kitty. It's been great. Yeah. I've never really been much for zombie games. I don't know why. I mean, I guess I just don't like jump scares. And, you know, a zombie game inevitably needs to be full of jump scares. Wrap that around there. Yeah, I might check it out. I don't really have a whole lot of time to game these days. Like, I don't know. I lately I've been trying to work as much as I can, doing stuff like streaming and making puppets and whatnot. So I tend to only hop on a video game when I'm like too physically or mentally burnt out to actually function for anything else. So it doesn't lead to much exploratory gaming. But I'll try to keep that in mind if I end up in a situation where I have more spare time, you know? Alright, let's get this. I started the puppet thing about 2 years ago, uh, right after my COVID infection, uh, roughly. Well, maybe a few months after that. The whole thing just kind of developed organically. Like it's kind of hard to sort it all out in my head because during a lot of it, I was really suffering from severe encephalitis. My brain was really swollen, so I don't remember a lot of it clearly, but the whole thing with the puppets developed out of uh, what started as me making. I think it was a hallucination or something. I don't know. I thought I had seen something in my friend's Twitter banner about Bun Bun News, and I made this image macro. I edited this picture of theirs with Bun Bun News in it, and they were like, "What the fuck is Bun Bun News? I've never heard of that. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about." And I couldn't find any reference to it anywhere. And then I just sort of ran with it and started making, because I had made this like transparent PNG of a microphone with Bun Bun News on it, and I just started like putting it on other people's profile pictures, like they were talking into it and doing funny macros and stuff like that. And eventually it kind of developed into like a plot with a storyline, and then I started using lamb chop a lot as a character in it, and uh, I had this whole thing with this whole lamb chop character going on, but and then I started getting the idea at some point for doing the improv puppet show thing. So I was like, well, since I'm using this puppet, I guess we could maybe do a puppet thing. And then I was like, well, obviously I can't just use lamb chop. I'd get sued to hell. But started making my own puppets and developing the idea for the co-op improv puppet show thing. And I don't know if we're still going to do the Bun Bun News thing or something else, but now that I've started making the puppets, I've got all the materials to keep doing it, and like it's something that doing streaming provides a physical instantiated thing at the end of the stream, you know. It's not I streamed all day, you know, and you know, because I streamed all day, you should watch me, pay me money, blah blah blah, whatever. But it's I streamed all day making a thing. I made a thing. Here's the thing. It's a real thing. It's a physical thing in the world. It exists, you know. And like I don't particularly put any moral weight towards that. I don't think that makes me a better person, but I know people think like that, you know. And I'm just trying to survive. Plus, it is fun. It's cute. I like the little cute animal faces and stuff that I make. I've developed the skills to do it pretty quickly, so I figure why not keep going with it. It's kind of hard to keep up when I'm struggling to just keep the hotel day to day, because it's definitely a sort of thing where you got to kind of keep a bubbly, sort of upbeat personality when you're doing goofy looking puppet shows. But you know, I got a lot of stress in my life. Oh, I forgot to check. Oh, it's time for me to take my kratom. Oh, my internet cut off on this. Sorry. Whoop, suddenly task thrashing, doing 7 things at once. Ah. Oh, man. I was supposed to take that 23 minutes ago, and I just kept talking. Oh! That was smooth. I just spilled water all over my lap. Cool. Tried to pour that just a little bit too fast. And now my pants leg is soaked. And the puppet's a little wet, but it'll be okay. This is one of the many plates I have to keep spinning in the air to keep myself functional. This is my painkiller kratom. I gotta take this every 2 hours to keep the kidney pain in check. Yeah, it's a lot, you know? Here, let me, mark that. Load all this stuff out. I should update my display name on. Somebody gave me $100, so I should mark that there. Neil Gaiman liked my reply to where I tagged him, but he didn't repost my begging post. Well, that was not helpful. Oh, thank you. Hold on. Well, he didn't boost the post, but I guess I set myself up for that one. Oh, okay, thanks. Thanks for hanging out. All right. Let me see. Is it time for a dab? I think it is. Yes. It is indeed. Okay. I should probably contact the kids. See if Delilah wants to come here. I think I can get them here now. With that $100. Then they can help with this mess. Well, they can help by being in the shot, and so people can see the 14-year-old next to me that also needs support. Just having them around helps, I think. It also helps my emotional support, having my kid with me. Okay, let me, messages. Somebody gave a $100 donation. Your mom sent us $40, which let us keep the room for tonight, and then somebody sent us $100, so we can get it for tomorrow, and I could Uber you over here if you want. That way you could at least use my Sensodyne toothpaste, and if we get any more donations today, we could go fill your prescription. And you could bring some more stuff over when you come. Ba-da-ba-da. Can I? Does this show the? Oh, there's where it shows it. Okay. Well, there's nobody there, so I don't feel bad about leaving dead air. Although there might have been somebody there if I wasn't leaving dead air. Okay. Let's see, what do we want to do about this wolf face? Maybe we should use the stiff felt and have their whole face be this darker color. Yeah, got pieces here. We can use this to make where's the scissors? Okay. I should see if I can tilt this. Oh, here I can just. There. That's a little bit better visibility for what I'm actually doing. Scoot over a little. There we go. Now you can see Stuart. Here, let's turn this so I can have that there. Stuart can sit right there. Other handset can go right there. Okay. Now we're gonna pull out the old drafting kit and try to figure out some curves on this wolf head. compass is falling apart. Why? That wasn't working anyway. Let's take that pencil out and see if we can shove this marker in there. Enough? Kind of. Trying to think what I want to do. Wider. Okay. I know what I need to do. Triangles out. Outside take this in until it stays on the fabric. Or decide to cut a bigger piece and start over, but such is the process of learning. I have got shit all over my fingers. Oh boy. Oh well. Such is the risk of crafting. I really need to bring a roll of paper towels here. That's what I need. I don't have any paper towels, and I'm gonna use the little tissues that came with the hotel. They're not really cutting it. Alright, scissors. And before I make that second cut, I should cut out the inner ears. Because I can do them. I can draw them out using this line, I guess. Well, do I want to? Where's the... I need to like have this showing off better what I'm doing. Let's move all this. All that fabric in the way wasn't helping make the scene any less chaotic and confusing. Alrighty then, we shall carry on into the break of dawn. We will improvise a song, because all that we have left is our decisions. Okay, so I'll go ahead and cut that out and real quick, and then I'll just use that to cut the inner piece. You know what? Why don't I put some gloves on instead of just getting black stains on my fingers? That'd be an idea. I don't need to. Well, I'm sure it's going to be big enough. So. Good enough. All right. Cut this out. Go. See what we're going for there? That's going to be the top part of the head and ears. And we'll have face and snout coming on top of that. We'll do the ears next. We're gonna we can take this. That did the outside. Down there. I'm good. Get some more tissues. Hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna hit the restroom. Hold on a second. Beep blop bloop, shoop de whoop. Are you ready to hear the scoop? Zoobada boop bop boop. We are working on our wolf. And this is where we're at so far. You can see it's not really. We gotta glue this together before it'll look good. So let's do that. I really need a better. My crafting mat is at the other location, and that's what I'd really prefer to work on, but I don't have it with me. So I'm working on top of this, and I'm gonna mess it all up. Fuck that up. Put that here. Here we go. The back of this. We can work on this. And I don't care if I fuck that up too much. I know what I can use. This needs to. Okay. I'll let this dry for a second. And then once it sets a little bit, we can I'm gonna try to fluff up the felt a little bit so it looks furrier. And we have fur here. We can put some actual fur on this for details at the end if we want to. But it's a bit much for a puppet at this scale, you know? Let's start thinking about muzzle. What shape do we want do pretty good. Alright, let's just glue that together like that. That's gonna take forever to dry, but it'll give a good shape, I think. It's gonna even stick. Might have to bust out the other glue for this. Where did I put Let's try putting some of this on there. This is the sort of thing where I should have like sewn it together, but I don't have my sewing machine or needles or thread or any of that stuff at the moment, so we're just trying to like brute force it with glue. Might work. I mean, if I can keep it in place long enough, it'll work. It's just keeping it there. If it's gonna stay in spot. Alright. It's hard to hold that in place where you can see what I'm going for. But I think that'll look pretty good. So I add some like fangs and a little tongue sticking out, you know, eyes, all that mess. Now I'm thinking a black jacket for this wolf. They feel kind of black jacket character, I'd say. Kind of tempting to go for something like the silicone for that, but this stuff just, every little bit of dirt and crap just sticks to this so badly, so it's really not great for anything unless you really need that flexibility in the part. That's why people, you use it for like the inside mouth plate, and then you cover it with another layer of felt, but it gives you that maneuverability so you can wiggle it and make like those scrunched up mouth faces with your puppet when you're doing ones with mouth plates. What we're doing today are going to have fixed expressions. I'm not bothering to add any, you know, motion controls into these. I'm just kind of cranking out little characters that we can do skits with to get started, you know? Like Stuart here. Stuart Stew Meat, the buffoonish, incompetent, evil cop, you know? Yep. He's the first batch of this new cast of characters that we've got going on. Man, I'm a Captain Distracto. I'm a fool. A fool! I've been a fool this whole time! Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to brute force this with fabric glue. I have my hot glue guns. I was using them yesterday. Just hot glue it, derp. Forehead. Just hot glue it, forehead. Hold on. Let me go pull them back out. They're down on the utility cart here. Here we go. this will work a lot better. Today, let's try. It kept getting knocked over here yesterday. So put this over there. We'll set this up over here. Plug it in over here. I'm not going to be bumping the cord accidentally. That should be relatively safe. And we're heating. We are warming up the hot glue. Let's load another stick into it. And we'll get that going. And we can keep it moving here, because I kind of want to attach the face before I figure out the clothing, you know? I want to get a feel for how it's going to look on the body before I start trying to design clothes for him. And this is not gonna, that's not staying. It's just popping right off. So we gotta glue that down with the hot glue. Fabric glue was a no-go. Waiting for the hot glue gun to warm up, it is getting warmer. Waiting for the hot glue gun to warm up, it is getting hot. The hot glue gun is warming up, it is getting hot, it is warming up, and we are waiting for it, waiting for the glue gun, waiting for the glue gun, waiting for the hot glue gun to start dripping hot glue out its front, waiting for it to dribble. We are hoping for a drip drop, hot glue gun, please come, hot glue on all our puppets. We sort of lost it there. Beep-a-da-ba-boo-boop. Beep-a-da-da-boo-boop. Beep-a-da-da-boo-boop. Pop-pop. Beep-a-da-da-boo-boop. How are we doing here? Alright. Hold it in shape. Place. We're going to have to secure this under here too, because that's not staying. start flocking this felt. Alright, now we need the, this. Yeah, we got plenty of these. Alright. 2 of these. I'm just gonna take 2 of these punched out flocked paper sticky back things I've got. And we'll just give them a quick snip. Where's our... Peeling the sticky paper off is always a bit of an adventure. Generally helps to have a razor blade handy. computer burning. I forgot to take the socks off again. Ah. Let's go. We'll get some of the. We're all out of the 3/16, so we're going to go a little bigger. That'll be fine right there. You can't even really see what I got. Well, you can't see that either. Here. Right there. That's at least kind of visible now. Warm again. Let's do some. Okay. Hold that. Do. There we go. We're getting there. That looks like a wolf, doesn't it? It will more when I have it bent on the puppet, but yeah. There we go. How's that? Maybe let him out a little bit more. Wolf cylinder puppet with the head completed. Forgot to quote post the link to the stream. Open up the camera. The cast is shaping up! Exclamation point. I'm in the wrong place. Oh my god. What did you just do? Speech to text. cylinder pig policeman puppet next to wolf cylinder puppet partially completed. With the head finished. The cast is shaping up. Alrighty. So, if you're just joining, this is what we've been working on today. This is our wolf. Bring him in a little closer so you can see what we've got going on here. This is Stuart's stew meat. We made him yesterday. And we're gonna keep this rolling as long as we can. Something just went doo-doo-doo. Yep, it's time for me to do a dab. That's what I thought. Do, 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 what are we gonna do to get through? That a second to settle into my brain. Here, Wolfie, you can sit up here for the minute. And in just a minute, we'll work on their clothes, and then we can maybe get 2 puppets done today. Alrighty. Let's see. Now, do we want to use the, let's turn that off. We don't need that running right now. I'm gonna take a minute and tidy things up because just having everything all over the place is starting to make my brain feel cluttered. So we're going to declutter the workspace. everything back where it belongs, so when I go looking for it, I know where it is. Sweep up all the little messy bits. Come on, bunny. On the bun. There we go. Alright. You can sit there and look goofy. Here, I'm gonna set one pair of scissors up here. That's trash. That might be usable for something. These are pretty much scrap. Garbage. Popsicle stick in there. Triangle. Protractor. Compass. If we do another puppet, I'll probably end up pulling all of this exact stuff out again, but at least it's not gonna be just randomly spread all over the bed when I go looking for it. I'm gonna know where it all is. Alright, there's glue sticks for the glue gun. That's the drafting kit. Closed up. Stuart, you sit there. Missed a pencil. It's not put these on. Little bits and scraps and fuzz and whatnot gather together and throw away. I'm gonna take a tinkle, be right back. Alrighty, we are back. The battery's about to die on the phone, so I think we're gonna take a break for a little while. I'm gonna try to eat something, and then when we'll come back in a little while after I give my brain a little bit to recuperate, take my next dose of medicine, all of that. So we'll finish up the wolf definitely today, maybe do another puppet also. We've managed to secure the room for tonight, and tomorrow, assuming I can renew it. I should probably go do that at some point soon, now that we have the funds. Alright, fare thee well. I shall return.